I'd like to call to order this meeting, this workshop.
Recording in progress.
Thank you. Of the Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. It is our workshop. We did meet, and the board did meet in executive session to discuss matters of real estate and personnel. And I would note that all commissioners are here with the exception of Commissioner Engel, who is excused. I have a pledge of allegiance followed by a moment of silence, and I would ask that the pledge be led tonight by First Ward Commissioner Jody Barker.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Begin with petitions, complaints, suggestions from citizens. Anybody have anything they wish to address the board? Would you please come forward, state your name and address, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes if you could.
Hello, my name is Wyatt. Good evening, commissioners, staff, fellow citizens of Susquehanna Township. I live on 3816 Centerfield Road, just inside the western border of Ward 6. My current vocation is software development, and I'm a 20-year veteran of the Air and Army National Guard with deployments in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Puerto Rico. I'm a proud father of 3 children. Under the age of 4, I'm a proud husband to an amazing woman, one that I don't deserve. I'm here as an ambassador of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Jesus Christ is his name. My purpose tonight is threefold: to proclaim the crown rights of Christ to which we are all subject, to denounce the LGBTQ festival that will be held in July on our state capitol grounds, and to call this Commissioners Board, along with all other civic authorities, to repentance to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and the Commissioner of Commissioners. Psalm 2 says, "Why do the nations rage, and why do the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us burst their bonds apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs, and the Lord holds them in derision. Then he will speak to them in his wrath and terrify them in his fury, saying, As for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. I will tell the decree. The Lord said to me, You are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage, and the ends of the earth your possession. You shall break them with the rod of iron and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Now therefore, O kings, be warned. O rulers of the earth, serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in the way, for his wrath is quickly kindled. Blessed are all who take refuge in him." I was present at the last commissioners' meeting where certain comments were made concerning the 2023 Pride Fest that will be taking place in July on state capitol grounds. You must not support this and must, in fact, denounce it. Why do you play with fire? In Leviticus, God says, if a man lies with a man as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Also, in 1 Timothy, concerning those who reject his kingly reign, we read, the law exists for the sexually immoral, men who practice homosexuality, enslavers, perjurers, liars, and whatever else is contrary to sound doctrine. Again, in Genesis we read, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. Did you know, commissioners, that your duty to the people requires fealty to Christ first? How are you to do justice and fairness if you cannot properly define justice and fairness in the first place?
Anybody else? All right, hearing none, move to approve the minutes from March 9th.
So I'll second.
Moved and seconded by Commissioner Pisserell. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Traffic study requests. No, the chief is not here. I don't know if he's on remotely.
I believe he is. I don't know.
Betsy, you want to handle it?
I know he said he was gonna call in. Chief, are you on the call?
Call for one.
Sure.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there it is.
Hello?
Yep.
Yep.
You're good.
Okay, don't have the best signal, sorry.
Do you want to kick off the traffic studies, Chief, or do you want us to handle that here?
Maybe you didn't hear. Awesome.
Why don't we just kick it off?
Betsy, you just want to
Yeah.
handle it? There's
Yeah.
two traffic study requests tonight before us.
There are. The first one is for North 28th Street between Hare Street and Locust Lane. That request was to Commissioner Hisro, and the staff is recommending that the board authorize the traffic study.
Okay, that would be an internal traffic study, is
Yes.
that correct?
Yep.
And we don't need to move on those, correct?
Why don't we take the vote?
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Well, then I'll also move to do that traffic study. Second.
Moved and second, any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The second traffic study request is for Valley Road and Progress Avenue, the traffic signal engineering study. This was received as a comment from a resident. Staff is recommending that we look first at the internal accidents that are occurring there, since this is the first complaint we've received for this area. So I don't know that you would need a motion.
You don't need a vote for us looking at our own papers, you do need it for a traffic study.
Yeah, the police department, I can gather that data for the board.
Okay, that'd be very helpful. Thank you, Chief. Okay.
Absolutely.
Takes care of traffic studies. Next up is ordinances and resolutions. First is Resolution 2023 R5, which would authorize the submission of the DCNR Community Conservation Partnership Program grant application for the development of Crown Point work.
Thank you, Commissioners. Yeah, it's the process for the grant submission for the upgrade for Crown Point Playground. We have already received $30,000 through the local share grant program to go towards this project. We did apply for this in the supplemental round for grants last year. We weren't successful in getting that grant at that time, so we're gonna resubmit. I do have some updated figures because the pricing changed slightly. So the total grant request would be $176,176.50, and our total match would be $146,176.50 because we have the $30,000 local share grant. The total project cost is $358,353.
So that's an update from what's in our packet.
From the narrative, yes.
All right. So has the application been amended?
Yes. I just got we haven't submitted or anything, of course, because I need the resolution and the letter of financial support before that occurs, and the deadline for that is April 5th. So
Our money, our share comes from, I'm trying to think of the name of the fund.
the developer recs.
The development director, okay.
And if we choose to, we could possibly go for some additional grants somewhere else to work on the match too. I'll just have to double check some deadlines.
I'll move for approval of the fund for this.
Second?
Okay, moved and seconded by the recreation chairs. Any comments or questions? No, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next up is a request for a grease trap variance at the Kitty Academy, 3901 North Progress Avenue. Probably need a crayon trap. Jill, do you want to tee this up?
Sure. So provided in your agenda is a memorandum from Josiah Bear from GHD for a requested variance from the requirement of a 1,000-gallon grease trap. on the premises. The Kitty Academy, which is located at 3901 North Progress Avenue, and it will be a daycare facility where the children will be 5 years and younger. Although they'll have a kitchen, but it's just going to serve as like a break room or residential style cooking. So they will not be cooking in mass amounts. So the Susquehanna Township Authority had approved it at the last meeting, and staff is recommending that the Board of Commissioners approve it as well.
Move to approve the variance request.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Pine, seconded by Commissioner Colonna. Questions or comments from the board? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Bill. Award contract, 2023, C1ST Paxton Church Road Stabilization Project. Alex?
Good evening, Commissioners. Provided in your agenda is a memorandum and bid tabulation for Paxton Church Road Stabilization Project. Project scope involves a repaving and realignment of a segment of Paxton Church Road in the vicinity of its intersection with Shut Mill Road. The project also includes stream bank restoration to prevent further erosion and degradation of the roadway. The budget for this item was set at $1,392,478 from the Susquehanna Township Authority budget, to be taken from the stormwater fee revenue. The remaining budget is to be applied to construction management service and contingency for unanticipated change orders. With that said, as I mentioned last meeting, we received a low bid of $1,145,307 from JBI Group, of which we are recommending the board approve or award the contract to JBI, subject to receipt of their performance and payment bonds.
Mr. President, I'd like to move for approval of this contract to JVI. I do have a question, but
Sure.
I'll do the motion first.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rothrock. Comments or questions?
I just wanted to ask, I think you mentioned previously that there'll be like a one-way, one-lane restriction during the construction, but will there be any point in time when both lanes will be, and it'll be rerouted because of the nature of the construction and the narrowness of the road?
Yep, I did follow up on that. There is actually a detour plan that is essentially going to take a loop between, it's Cone Road, basically wraps around Walker Mill, Cone Road, Elmerton, Crooked Hill, Paxton Church. So basically a big loop. There will be a detour put in place on June 12th through August 25th. It's going to be a two-phase detour. There is the potential that they can work one lane, but the detour plan has been submitted as a condition of the project documents. And it will be, everyone will be notified of such, the emergency management.
So that's the time range of the detour plan. Before and after that, it'll be one lane, but right now the anticipation is about a 9 or 10 week period will be detoured.
Correct. And it might not be the entire length, but that's the plan as it's set right now.
When is the actual start?
Well, we're going to be issuing notice to proceed essentially immediately upon receipt of the bonds. Mobilization set for the first week of April. So, and duration is expected through September. As long as we get their bonds, that's the schedule right now.
Just to start next week.
So they will, the initial, so you'll see some activity out there. You see mobilization, them starting to clear and grow trees and shrubs, and, grow bushes and such. Then the utility effort is going to be first. They're going to get in, get out, and then you'll see the actual construction of the road and such.
Alex, the
project is to correct an erosion problem where there's a bend in the stream there at the road, as I recall. And I'm just a little curious, how what method are you going to use to try to stop that erosion, or
Right, so
briefly describe?
they're gonna widen the roadway. Grade, right now it's a pretty steep cut, so they're gonna grade it out 3-to-1, and then riprap armament, and stabilization fabric.
Is that going to reroute the stream then?
No.
No?
No work on the actual stream.
Okay.
Any other questions?
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments from the board? And so you'll notify school district, emergency services, although I think we already have a prohibition on that section from.
Yes, sir. Correct. Yeah, so it's,
Trash.
the detour is set to expire prior to the upcoming school year, but I assume there is some minor bus traffic for summer school and such, so yes, they will be notified.
Okay, great. Anything else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. How are we going to pay for the oversight of this project?
Hopefully through,
Oh,
are you? Do you want me to speak on this, Betsy, or do you want to do it?
That should come from Betsy.
Okay.
Unless she may ask you a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Next up on the agenda is the retainer agreement with HRG for contract administration and observation services.
Thank you. So as you just approved the construction for Paxton Church Road, along with that, for construction services, HRG has a proposal before you for $133,400 for construction management for that project. The township is recommending approval of that proposal.
Is there a motion?
Also move approval of the retainer agreement.
Seconded. And those funds would again come out of stormwater, right, Betsy?
Correct. It'll be what was remaining from the budgeted amount for Paxton Creek or Paxton Church, Paxton Creek Road, from what was budgeted. So it'll all be from stormwater fund.
And it sounds like we've got a very competitive price on the one we just approved on the overall project.
Yes.
That's good.
May I ask, with the, and I saw that it coming out of what was budgeted, are there any expectation it could be change orders, and is there an allowance for that if there are change orders as they proceed with the project?
Yeah. So in the, under item number 3, the original budget was $1,392,478. So the remainder between that and the bid price is to be used for this contract, CACO, and to potentially cover any change orders. So yeah, that's the intent.
But I think the change orders would generally come from JBI that then HRG would review. HRG most likely won't be providing change orders to their contract.
Oh, no, yeah, it wouldn't be a change order from us.
Well,
It'd be a
no,
contract
I mean,
change order,
Yeah, but they would review
You saw
those.
with this building, I mean, that, things come
Yeah,
up as
sure.
they do the work, and they'll come back with a change order request.
Sure, yep, things happen, and there is from time to time some unexpected change orders.
Would it be safe to say that and I can't predict this, but typically, that the change order in a project like this would still be less than the budgeted amount of project?
That's, yeah, certainly though, yeah. I mean, we don't design a project thinking we're gonna come up with change orders, so, yeah, that's certainly the intent.
As a rule, you sometimes add 25% extra. Yeah, you wouldn't even sleep.
Good.
I should have said it.
All right, so we move to second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Next up is a tax settlement with or involving BRCA Realty LLC. Mrs. Logan.
Provided in your agenda is the settlement stipulation related to the tax assessment appeal filed by BRCA Realty LLC for the property located at 4305 North Front Street. The agreement revises the total assessed value of the property effective January 1st, 2023 to be $527,100. If approved, the total tax revenue would decrease for the township by approximately $545 for the 2023 tax year, starting with the 2023 tax year. Staff has reviewed the request and are recommending that the board authorize the solicitor to sign the tax assessment appeal settlement stipulation as submitted.
Is there a motion?
Move to authorize the solicitor to sign this agreement.
I'll second.
Move to the second. Out of all the cuts that we've got in terms of real estate revenue, this is shaving cut, but something to watch out for. All right, any other comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Consent agenda. There's 3 items, and they are promotion of Jace Hilton to sign technician, authorizing the sale of 2 Toro lawnmowers, municipal listing, one for $5,400 and the other for $5,300. And the third item is a financial security reduction request for the Williamstown Road office site of $82,220.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Commissioners Pine and Hicksborough, or Pine and Colonna. While we vote on these all at once, any commissioner is free to raise a question about any one of the items. Nothing? Got nothing? No questions. All right. Just trying to stretch it out. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We need another 3 minutes here.
Uh-oh.
Commissioner comments.
This is the landmine here.
He's calling the time.
Do we have any commissioner comments? If not, take that. Commissioner comments?
Traffic studies.
Next time.
Okay.
All right. Hearing none, the board will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Pine and Hicksborough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're out of here.